Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. To the leadership represented here today and to the workforce members and the parents of children who anxiously are awaiting a decision regarding schools tomorrow, we are about to announce so. I want to begin by saying we make these decisions after going through a significant number of considerations. It is not an easy decision to make. We know the impact that closing of schools brings to our community. However, let's consider this. The peak of this storm will take place in the middle of the night, depriving us of our ability to inspect schools or determine access to schools to be safe. As early as 5:30, 6 a.m., we have students usually walking to school. Without the ability to inspect schools or the access to schools, we cannot determine if there are power lines down or tree limbs down, potentially bringing injury or worse to our students or workforce. We have bus drivers who report to work as early as 4:30 in the morning. That is when some of the worst conditions are expected to take place. In addition to that, we cannot safely operate our bus fleet that transports in excess of 30,000 students every single day with wind speeds at 35 miles an hour or higher. We expect speeds well in excess of 35 miles an hour. In fact, gusts reaching 70 miles per hour. And the last point, a significant percentage of our workforce does not live within the jurisdiction of Los Angeles. The ability of those workforce members, ranging from bus drivers to custodial staff to maintenance individuals to teachers themselves, may be compromised because of the impact that the storm will have in their local communities. I know some of you will wake up tomorrow morning and will say, in my neighborhood, everything is okay. Our school district covers 700 square miles. There will be impact in some areas. We cannot inspect those areas, those schools, or access to the schools. So the prudent thing to do, to avoid harm, injury to any one child or workforce member of LAUSD, is to call off schools for tomorrow. So tomorrow there will be no schools active across Los Angeles Unified, all before and after programming inclusive of athletic activities, as well as third-party entities that hold activities within our schools. Everything will be shut down. We've been told that independent charter schools would follow our course of action. So speaking to the parents of charter school students, those schools will likely be shut down as well. I would urge you to contact the operators of those charter schools. We expect full resumption of all educational services beginning Tuesday morning as scheduled. For tomorrow, we're asking our workforce, particularly certificated leadership at the school sites, principals and assistant principals, as well as maintenance, operation personnel, and custodial staff to report to schools around 10 o'clock in the morning. If you have difficulties leaving your house, accessing the school, contact your supervisor. It is important to determine the viability of those facilities prior to Tuesday. In addition to that, we expect and will be advising our teacher colleagues to load assignments around 10 o'clock in the morning for asynchronous learning opportunities across Los Angeles Unified. We tested our connectivity, our device empowerment, and the operability of our learning management system, Schoology, which students, parents, and teachers got really used to during the pandemic. It is operating at 100%. Materials have been loaded, resources are available. The last point, senior leadership is expected to report both to central office as well as regional offices. If you're not senior leadership and do not receive a call from your senior leader, you're asked to stay home and work from home. 80% of our kids depend on free and reduced lunch programs, which in our district, thanks to the state, we provide for free for every single student. That is why we will be posting online and make available to the media distribution sites for grab-and-go food sometime tomorrow afternoon for the benefit of our communities. Again, we'll wake up tomorrow with some degree of criticism. We stand by our decision. There is no way we can compromise the safety of a single child or an employee, and our inability to survey buildings, our inability to determine access to schools makes it nearly impossible for us to open schools. The last point, I come from a coast where we dealt with a lot of hurricanes. I've dealt with a lot of closure of schools over the years. The trigger in most communities is if a community is under a tropical storm warning, automatically schools shut down, no question. That is sufficient.